fired up for the opportunity to help you kick off your week. This is one of those technology weeks. We have all of the members of Uncommon Live who are tuned in with us today for our session to kick off the month and the final round, right? A calendar year is 12 months. I always like to say a championship fight is 12 rounds, so no coincidences. Both are 12. So we're in the 12th round of the fight. Many fights are won in that 12th round, which can include yours. For Monday Ignition, before I go over to Uncommon Live and really help all of the members of our community dive into and lean into even harder the opportunity to not settle where they are, but to finish at their highest possible level, I just want to share something with all of you that are tuned in for Monday Ignition that'll really help all of us lock into and own this final round, this final month of the year. You know, I had the blessing of working for 5 years for Nick Saban, the GOAT, you know, hands down the greatest college football coach of all time. To have been there for 5 years, to have been there for 2 national championships, really was just an incredible joy. Some of the close relationships I still have to this day came from my work at the University of Alabama. And whether it be players, whether it be coaches, you know, individuals that you just met through that work, it was an incredible experience. And I want to share 3 words that many of you have heard me talk about in the past, but they really came from Coach Saban. It's a lesson that I learned from him that I think will help you wherever you are right now in terms of your mindset when you look at December the 1st and you say this is the final month of the year. And one of the great lessons I learned from Coach Saban is no matter whether standard over feelings, right, which was the first thing that I shared with him in his office when he asked what I was going to share with his team. And that statement literally kept me there for 5 years, that initial conversation when the GOAT interviewed me in his office one-on-one. But standard over feelings, right, whether you're ahead of where you wanted to be, whether you're kind of right where you thought you would be with an opportunity to still win this fight, or you're way behind where you intended to be. Coach Saban, if he had the opportunity to visit with us, if he were leading Monday Ignition today, he'd say, wherever you are, adapt, adjust, and attack. Adapt, adjust, and attack. You know, one of the things that Coach Saban did that was really legendary, if you look at the entire scope of the first set of national championships that he won, to his final set of national championships that he won, and I had the blessing of being part of his last 2 national championships. But the first half of the championships that he won, University of Alabama, they were really defensive-minded teams. Everything started with defense, and the offense just kind of did what it did. It wasn't this electric, offenses that had Bryce Young and Mac Jones and Tua and Jalen leading the helm. It was really more of just kind of methodical, like we're going to protect the ball, but we're all about defense. And so he had to basically, with the changes of the game, adapt, adjust, and attack to still have unbelievable defensive teams like we had when we won those last 2 championships, but also incredible offensive teams. And a really great leader, a really great steward of their business, of your life, regardless of your circumstance, regardless of your feelings, regardless of past success, regardless of maybe you're behind where you want to be right now. As I mentioned, you're right where you thought you would be, or you're ahead of where you intended to be. You must always adapt, adjust, and attack if you want to continue to win. And so I'm going to leave those words with you today as you kick off December the 1st, the beginning, the start of not just this week, this Monday Ignition, but the start of the final month, the final round of this fight. What can you do to adapt, adjust, and attack to finish strong? Because Monday Ignition is only 5 or 6 minutes. That's all you guys are going to get today. I'm going to dive into this further with our Uncommon Live family, but continue to let our team know what more we can do to help you win. Make sure you stay in the fight. Do not become a spectator in these final rounds. That has to be unacceptable to you. No being a spectator, no making excuses. Lean in, adapt, adjust, and attack. And until you hear that final ding, ding, ding of the final round of this fight, keep throwing punches.